when I recorded my very first song, you were the thief's alone money. If you are in a box, one day you go see him, you know, and everyone was like, yes, this is it. So that song opened the way for me to where I'm at today, you know, and it hasn't been easy, like I said. By then we had the then president, late president by then, Dr. Ahmad Tijan Kaba, who actually, he gave like a policy statement that we should allow the young people to voice out their opinions and their cries. It's better pass Bush. Like, within Dotiman like Pompulo, they don't give you rights for singing. Now they can't misbehavior, you know.
Yes, subscribe. You always dey watch we program them, but you not subscribe yet to the channel. All wetin you get for do, press this red subscribe button, and then you come over here and press this bell. To the bell option, press this one with all. It don't done. It no get for cost you anything. When you do this, na sign for show say you dey support we for make we do more. Thank you for we don help we for share this program. Yeah, God bless you.
This is not the term for make salon better for we all tomorrow, as you hear from that particular message day. The term don't come for make every salon man puts with differences aside, come together as one and ensure say that one goal where we all done the fight for make salon better tomorrow be achievable. Plenty people individually don't they take up this responsibility, but to some extent not actually don't achieve this goal for make salon better for we all tomorrow. One panel people in the way actually don't become so notorious, very conspicuous now the salon arena for ensure say constructively call attention of the government to waiting the happen and call on authorities. Also salon people them for play their own part in creating the salon where we want for tomorrow. This now the first episode of the National Dialogue series where Osiwa they bring to Una. Are they in my mask? We all within at the studio they in mask. That's not for ensure say we observe the COVID-19 protocols as the health experts them they don't tell we. Say we need for always mask up when we dey in an enclosed setting in the studio enclosed. This particular series they try for ensure say we create civic participation, citizens action and good governance and make this be the first and only platform where they get citizens then views unedited, unadulterated, one-on-one, raw, unfettered, make the government, the authorities, and we sell the salon people them know waiting we for do for make the salon where we want tomorrow. But like I say, for almost 2 decades, one particular musician don't stand out. And always when he come out, just like we the journalists that we choose for be professional, either them brand them green or red. But waiting clearly don't come out. Now the fact say it choose for use the talent where he gets music for influence change. And that person they make we there because we feel say the load too heavy for in one for carry. So in need for come engage with salon people and tell them say this. Now we all for come together and do this. We may one grade on the call for all this while. So make we welcome Ermeson Bockarie.
Thank you.
Right, welcome Ermeson. Make we first start with, like I say, almost 2 decades. Your voice don't be the loudest. Don't be the most criticized as well in as much as you criticize wrong things, but your voice also don't be criticized, I mean, in the process. But first off, tell me how the journey don't sound like for you since the outset of your career in this path.
It hasn't been easy because we are, of course, now we are born and raised. We know within, of course, every grown-up supposed to understand what it means for be a Sierra Leonean, born and raised, and you know, and not funny. So that's why sometimes where the beginning it was really exciting for me, you know, Of course, the young people, I think I was 21, 22 by then, and of course I got exposed to music, and I see as an opportunity for, especially when they say, this can be that tool that we use, to change Sierra Leone. So it was really inspiring for me. But at this very moment when people say, sometimes I can just turn and look people and say, so when the next one they come on, I can say, really? In my mind, I will not say like really. You know what it takes to put a piece together? No, we do not have an idea. But it hasn't been really easy for me. But I still do remember, then I studio somewhere at Brookfields with Kingfisher. And when I recorded my very first song, you were the thief's alone money. If you are in a box, one day you go see him, and everyone was like, yes, this is it. So that song opened the way for me to where I'm at today, and it hasn't been easy, like I said. By then we had the then president, late president by then, Dr. Ahmad Tijan Kaba, who actually, he gave like a policy statement that we should allow the young people to voice out their opinions and their cries. It's better pass Bush. Like, within Dr. Malek Pomp law, they don't give you rights for singing. Now they can't misbehavior, So everyone, from every studio, every corner, every songs were coming from up and down. But it was cool. It was cool. We enjoyed it. It was fun. Little did we know that we were getting ourselves involved with politics where we don't know. I'll speak for myself, personally. So, of course, so I criticized this, even though I did like inspiring songs, motivational songs, party songs, like for example, Tutu Party, when they say like, I'll stay to give another, like, I don't even know. You understand? But it's about the vibe. The vibe is still there and it will continue. It will not stop. So, so I criticized the system because it's one system, like now that we understand, it's one system. So I criticized the system which has been detrimental to me. Of course, I lost friends, relationships, tons and tons of opportunities, and, but of course, that's not going to make, you stop, you understand? And so, so I will say this, all that was left for me was my God and the gift that he gave me and the passion for my country.
Right.
You understand? So, like I said, it's like tons. Anyways, I got to the point where election after election, little did I know when I sang Bobo Bele to Futarata, it was mostly supporters from the APC party that rallied around me at that moment. So
because the party became in opposition.
Exactly. So I had a lot of APC friends by then. But I didn't know. I mean, I was only 26, 27 by then. I'd enjoyed it for only, I did. So, the same thing happened when I released, of course, all my SLPP friends, also people that mostly support the SLPP party, were angry, and the friendship actually became, get issues. Exactly. So, and in 2007 again, I did start critiquing the same system, because for me, what I saw was a system.
Not a party.
Not a party. I saw a system. And I critiqued the same system, and the people that were close to me, that were my friends, they were like, man.
So you go so.
So I don't begin go so. So anyways, so it has been detrimental to me. And so elections after election, supporters of the two political parties that have ruled us for these years will critique me, or will cast blame on me. The blame on me that it was because of me that they lose the election.
Right.
I was like, hey, look at me. What did me do? Failing to accepting the fact that it was because they failed to fulfill the promises, to accept their responsibilities at first, and accept the fact that they did not fulfill the promises that you understand, the things
Right.
that they promised to the people.
Right.
And Sierra Leoneans voted them out. It wasn't Ermeson. If you check all the people, if you talk to INEC, they will not tell you it's not Ermeson. All the votes were not from Ermeson. Only one voter, I guess. So it was Sierra Leonean that voted. So this happened in 2007
Right.
and 2017-18 respectively. You know, when the APC actually lost power as well, 2018. They say,
When the Munku them boss matches.
yes, when I sang Munku Bosta matches, of course. The same like I said, SLPP, they rallied around. SLPP rallied around the Munku Bosta matches. So the political parties have been using my message to their advantage, while it's detrimental to you. You understand?
Right.
So, you know, even though it's frustrating for me, it's been frustrating because at times, sometimes they will call, I want to do this, we want to do this. And I will like, who wants to do it? Because by then now I don't begin get some
an idea of how the
understanding.
politics
Like,
they play.
okay, within that they do. Okay, what do I think they're trying to use me or within, and I'm not going to allow myself to be used by a political party.
Right.
You know, so even though it's frustrating for me, I'll still continue to lend my voice. You know, and because I see it as my civic responsibility, you know, to continue to, you know, pass on the message to Sierra Leoneans for us to understand. Say, look, this thing not about party, me party. When you go vote, especially when it comes to that parliamentary level, and then with local levels, when you vote, get the country in mind.
Right.
You understand? Because you need leaders who will represent us, your community. You understand? If you vote for person when I'm self-interested, they go seek, and not go member the community. You understand? So I say, even though I feel like I repeat myself all the time, and it takes great tools and effort and energy and creativity,
innovation,
so
right.
much to put it so that the message, it will not seem like I'm repeating myself.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's frustrating, but I'm not tired.
I want to ask you this question. The fact that if the APC is in a position, Ermeson pull a song, we get for talk about the system, the APC enjoys and use that particular song to their own advantage. Say, oh, Ermeson self don't sing that this party don't fail. When Ermeson attack a system, not a party. And if the SLPP is in opposition, you do the same, then come again, say, Ermeson don't sing that these guys. So do you see yourself as that, you say that the party then they accuse you saying that you didn't make them the lost election.
Exactly.
So technically, do you see yourself as someone who influences change, especially when at the end of the day, the messages you've sent out, they actually resonate with the realities on ground, and people just feel that.
You said it right. I am singing my truth.
Right.
When I don't talk what I get for talk, you know, and of course I don't let me kanda now. Now. But I've said my truth.
Right.
You know. So to continue with my journey, I am urging like Sierra Leoneans, when would they go level left this party thing. For example, if you listen to my songs, this has been my journey. You listen to my songs. My name is Ermeson Bockarie. Medemui. But I've never voted on tribal lines.
Right.
You know, I'm not sabi safe. You understand? So I urge so if you listen to my songs and my message, if an acting in I don't pay my songs, you go say me na for my burka komot. You understand? If I talk Creole, I just go say na rikita komot. So that is the Sierra Leone that I know. That is the Sierra Leone that I grew up in and understand. Maybe not been, I don't understand who's I've been there, but that is the Sierra Leone that I know, and that is the Sierra Leone that I see for for us all. You know. So in continuing our journey, and I ask, like I said, let's vote let's continue to teach our people, especially the young ones, to vote for leaders that will make informed decisions which will affect your lives then positively. You know, the good hospitals where you see good medical facilities, pipe-borne water, consistent electricity, job opportunities for young people, especially for the ones from colleges. Things that we need people, we need leaders, we need good leaders. Right. Those are the things that we're supposed to be paying attention to, not based on voting based on tribal lines or uniting ourselves in different political in our corners, So thus coconut aid. So I came to the point of reevaluating. Say, okay, I feel like these people have been using me. So thus coconut aid, and I did coconut aid. Oh, first of all, when it came out, APC started calling SLPC, SLPP and a coconut aid, SLPP group, then go galvanize, then go say, okay, then we'll get back at it, then get back. Not so now they call coconut aid. So look what he talked and I say talk now KPC back change. They say, okay, now we the coconut. So both of the two parties now can say, who don't coconut aid? I'm like, okay, the game don't begin. My relax was left there.
Right. So now the two parties begin fight themselves.
They begin fight, and then they begin fight me.
You now.
Exactly.
So the United for no that the coconut seed.
So listen, I have friends that approached me and they're like, so this coconut, what were you expecting? I say, okay, the tension all done, right? I say, now go, left me now, go listen coconut it back. Forget everything we do here. You and tell you now your corner, waiting and talking a corner, waiting you friends then tell you we belong to one party, to the other party. Forget, imagine say you erase your mind and go listen to coconut aid back with a fresh mind,
right?
And then call me in a money law talk. And I not received no call since then.
So me say they go understand the message.
Exactly. So all the people are so I'm happy that with support from Osiwa, we're having these young people coming together in discussing matters that affect us and our society, not just in politics, but also on social issues.
Right.
And I'm really happy, and I'm glad because I'll not say that. This is how I say it. I'll gladly welcome you guys to the challenge.
Right.
Because the reason why I'm saying all these things, I want you to understand that if you're going to stand for your country, if you're going to fight for your country, it would not be easy. If you're going to speak your truth, continue speaking your truth or stand for truth, it won't be easy. Right. So I welcome you all to the challenge. While I leave,
yes, because we actually need you for officially welcome the young folks. Yeah. I mean into this movement, because it's a movement. It's changing Sierra Leone to creating that one where we all want to see a better, transformed society, a developed country where we all go be proud of. So the other day I tell some people that the things we sell out, every country gets challenge. Yes. I've been to countries, for example, with humility, in Los Angeles, California is a city of the big guys. And you have street beggars.
Absolutely.
You have street beggars in Los Angeles.
The rich ones too.
Exactly. But I think the people get to focus that no matter what, they should be able to develop their nation.
Absolutely.
And it takes everybody and not political branding for actually get with the salon where we want. So at this point now, we want for actually ask you that you officially bring these guys on board and let them understand the battle that they are going to fight in creating the salon we want for we all tomorrow.
I feel like I've said it all.
Right.
And but I officially welcome you guys to this challenge, to this battle, as he likely called it,
right.
This battle. And of course, I hope and pray that at the end of the day, Sierra Leone wins based on the decisions we all make. Because there's this thing which I always say, the country is not called Sierra Johnson, Sierra Bockarie, Sierra Kamara, or Sierra Moegua. It's called Sierra Leone. It's our country. And if we make decisions that affect that positive change, that will influence our lives, now we all don't win. Sierra Leoneans have won. But if we go fight for political party, we party, then we win. Now you party don't win, and family, and then we begin to now, we begin grumble and corners. They're not better. No, now you don't make the decision we've been supposed to make initially. So I officially welcome you guys to this challenge, and I wish us all good luck.
All right, thank you very much, Ermeson. Thank you very much, and we look forward, as you say, you continue for lend your voice, we continue for listen, and look forward to those messages that will be coming out to create that change where we all on the call for. Thank you very much, Ermeson. And Ermeson, though, officially hand over to honor the young people. And fortunately for us, you guys are university students. You are enlightened enough to know exactly how we should go about creating the future of a nation that many people feel has lost its soul. This is a crying nation. Many said we're divided along political lines. So how then do we go in healing that political divide that should breed national development? But also be reminded that this particular dialogue series has been streamed on facebook.com/tumara.sl, and this now the National Dialogue Series, the first edition, we will see what they bring to we and then create this for ensuring civic participation, citizens' action, good governance are key ingredients in creating the Sierra Leone way we want for we all tomorrow. But also across the country, be reminded and look out that morals will be established. You will be seeing them reminding us constantly of our roles as citizens in creating and transforming the nation where we want. So look out for those morals across Sierra Leone. They will be there in your community, in your district, in your province, in your headquarter town, to ensure that you are constantly reminded of your civic responsibility in creating the salon where we want for we all tomorrow. Now, we know they stifled, we know they go into waiting on a want for say. This is a national dialogue. This dialogue, they actually ask UNA in whatever area you think, but also as you state the problem, be reminded that there should be some form of recommendation as to how those problems can be solved. Those challenges, they need to be surmounted. So you have to show us the way in surmounting those challenges that you're going to be telling us. So at this point now, want for bring Una in, you the university students. So we're going to start off. I mean, when you want for talk, you please mask off with a big WHO for understand with we. Please mask off and just state the problem and make recommendation as to how we need for change or solve that problem. So who is ready to go? You ready? Thank you, ma'am. Yes, please. Anyone?
Okay. First of all, based on this tribal line where people they vote and where then they do give people position in different institutions, I think there's not a thing we start yesterday or we start today, and I think we get for continue. If we not make the change, they cannot make the change, because we don't see past governments where they come in. Now the people where then they and where they talk the same tribe. Now then they put in position, whilst where the new one come again, they do the same. They deceive all the ones that will be there and then bring the young people. And for me, I think that's not the right way how it should be done. People should be given position based on their qualifications, not based on their tribal thing or so. It should not be like that. It should be based on their qualifications. Not left the person will get the qualification and give somebody who for say it not deserving. That's not some of the things that we make corruption go down as salon, but it get for take time. It get for take time, because if you know for say this person not qualified for this position, you get in that position, they are not able for deliver well, and not able for giving, waiting is supposed for giving. Waiting they don't for they begin for do waiting not doing the right thing. It go bring defend somebody else where they do the job for and we are in not able for doing. Whilst the person will forget the job, we capable forget the job, and they out there they suffer and they perish. For me, I think it should not done. It should not be done like that. It should be done the right way. People should be given position based on their qualification, not on their tribal lines.
All right. Thank you very much. Very clear. But also be reminded that some of these things we raise from this national dialogue, we go out to those who are being charged with the responsibility for deliver. So we go ask questions for make them respond to some of the issues we raise here. So already you don't raise the issue of what the politicians would refer to as the winner takes all. So if Nami party win, Nami party people no more for enjoy, forget all the job. That party will be in their power and people they make them all go, whether or not they are competent. So you say we are practicing the politics of complementarity instead of competence. So people are given job based on compliment because you supported the party, because you're a member of the party, because you invested in the campaigns, and because you are an ally to the big guys in the party. So you are short of a job, but it should not be done that way. You're saying we have to ensure that for Make Salone Better, we forgo beyond political lines and ensure that those who can deliver are given the opportunity to deliver irrespective of their political affiliation. Yes, sir? Quickly, so I think now we have to be timing. You have a minute, go ahead.
This is an opportunity given to me at least for express and contribute to nation building. More so we don't see the problems them, even pick away the born in a salon, you know the problems of Sierra Leone. So I got so many points here, but I only talk on few.
Quickly, go ahead.
Okay, first of all, I think say one of the solution or combination I would like for gay, cannot go one for identify problem because there are many problems, is to appreciate our culture. Culture in the sense, of course, Sierra Leone, we don't lose with culture.
So, I mean, without cutting you short, just stop for swing so that the camera will actually capture you well, yeah?
Sierra Leone will get a better culture, pre-independence, but when we colonized by the Westerners, we see say everything don't change. And in the international world affairs, they go ask you what you bring on the table. Look at the culture. And culture, and all the thing that will help for move the country forward. Africa, to be specific, we do have recognized culture. So I think Sierra Leone for develop a positive culture, we are for be proud of ourselves, proud of what we do with the way, with the eat, and so many other things. And also we for be kind of inclusive, especially in politics. We they appoint, we do the appointment. It should not only be based on tribal lines or regional lines. It should be inclusive of all. That be mandate timni fula limba local. As long as we are Sierra Leone, we are Sierra Leoneans, and we speak as Sierra Leoneans. We forget love amongst ourselves. Like they say, truth is the knowledge that shapes reality. So we're not afraid for come out and say the truth. The burning issues are, we cannot let out the burning issues. They are burning issues, but we for come together in inclusiveness and work together as Sierra Leoneans.
Thank you very much. We need for own Sierra Leone. We need for be proud of Sierra Leone, that whatever we do, whatever we say, has to depict the Sierra Leone. We want the Sierra Leone where we need for we all tomorrow. So our culture is very important, and plenty of people don't say it's eroding, it's fading very, very fast. So we need for bring that back so that Sierra Leone will be uniquely identifying wherever Sierra Leoneans go. Yes, ma?
Yeah, I'd like to talk on the issue of corruption, which is the main problem we have in Sierra Leone. It has eaten into the fabrics of our beloved nation. And corruption here is in a whole sector, disappointingly enough. And the thing here is, for fed corruption, it get for be a two-way thing. We get for trust the process. We get for trust the one where they in charge of for fed this corruption here. That's the Anti-Corruption Commission. And in return, then get for sure we say they are credible. They are worth our trust. They get for work towards that day. Corruption really is disheartening. It don't do in the form of tribalism, nepotism, and the rest of it. Corruption now, I would describe as a virus, a deadly one at that. So if we can able unite and fight corruption, at least we will get a Sierra Leone where we all will be proud of. You and me.
All right. Thank you very much. Corruption. I mean, she speaks on the systemic and endemic nature of corruption in Sierra Leone. But also a profile recommendation. See, we all should come together as a people, as a nation, to eradicate or fight corruption, which is very, very key. But also we must trust those where we don't put in charge for fight corruption, for lead the fight, because we're all fighting corruption. But those where we don't charge directly for lead this fight, we should trust them. This is a demonstration of civic participation, good governance, citizens' action in creating the Sierra Leone we want. Yes, sir.
Thank you. First of all, I'm for thank Osiwa for giving this platform as youth and people in Sierra Leone, young people in Sierra Leone, for give out possible solution towards the problem with the country they face. First of all, with all the numerous problems with Sierra Leone they face, we all know from we small up to now, we all know the various problems. But from your own perspective, the one great possible solution for all the problem is the mindset. Because every nation, every country find itself or society, if the mindset is not pure, even if everything is done, will be the same. Even corruption has to do with the mindset. Because for an example, we talk about tribalism just now. If I'm a Mende or Timini, if someone is being entrusted is a Mende or Timini is in the particular position, of course, because the mindset pollutes, we would think, say, na Mende. And also, corruption is not about money. Say, in go favor in company Mende or Timini person. So all about everything is the mindset. If Africa or Sierra Leone or Africa all try for changing mentality, how developmental to positive to God, Sierra Leone will be great again. Because a professor usually once tell me, say, how the world comprises of so many minerals. Sierra Leone get about 70% of the world minerals. So just imagine, and up to now, Sierra Leone, we are always begging to other international countries to aid. How long country like this get about 70% of the resources? Always the beg. That's why. And the other thing is that we all are university students now. Sometimes we just think every year we get graduates, about 20,000 graduates outside going to the university in Sierra Leone. The market is too small. And always, the one that they go outside, get negative feedback, without not be employed, get negative feedback to the economy. That's why we have been saying rape cases, social crimes. So in order for the government make that day, the government for try for review the whole curriculum of university, because from primary to now, the whole curriculum is all about cram and pass. Because if the government have reversed the whole curriculum in terms of application, the students that will be outside will try to apply themselves and engage in some economic activities in order for them to improve their living standard. I think that for now.
Thank you very much. So that is very clear, very, very clear that we have to ensure that we fight corruption, no matter what. And corruption comes in different forms. But also what is key has to do with our positive attitude, our mindset. How do we recalibrate? How do we ensure that the one that we learn book can say we have to emancipate ourselves from parochial and naive thinking. In other words, how do we ensure that we broaden our horizon for a transformed society? And that is what so the good thing, the two political systems, established political systems, they actually get this thing going. The APC in come, you say, well, Pakaba first come, you say, Salomange Bada. That speaks to the attitude. And as Kuruma come and establish the attitudinal and behavioral change secretariat. Dr. Julius Madabio come and establish the National Civic Council for Development. So we all understand, say, attitude is key. So that speaks to us citizens, and this has to do with our action as citizens for ensuring we create and get the good governance we need. Yes, quickly I'll come to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Presenter, for this wonderful program. I was very much happy, being a university student. I would say, for go college or university, that now one party chances the way you go and fine tune some of them solutions towards them problem. Yeah. As for me, I will limit myself towards education. As I could quote from one great president from Tanzania, who defined education as self-reliance. If all other African presidents have done follow the footsteps of Julius Nyerere, to be specific, in definition is very clear. You know, education not in we go for those research. We do into colleges, we do into universities. How best we don't do research towards the problems. You know, more could just limit yourself to FBC, we can consider to be the oldest university. What not the produce where FBC don't get to society? You know, for far too long, FBC don't limit itself based on theory aspect. You know, we are in countries like Rwanda, 26 years back, you know, they were zero. But because of positive education, now they can be boasted of being the fastest developing country in the world, not only Africa. So as for me, being an academic is not about coat and tie. It's about self-entrepreneurship. How best we don't find solution to problem. So for me, I will be very much simple. I will just want for Moku rethink. Then Moku follow the footsteps of Julius Nyerere, who define education as self-reliance.
Plenty thinking. And that is very, very important. And then they come to, or it speaks to citizens' responsibility in a state. You also talk about education, that the courses we offer in the universities or colleges, they're not a prepare we for the job market. But you also say government needs to review the curriculum at the university or the college. So there's a reason why the government always try for put academic professionals to run universities and colleges, and both well, especially government-owned universities, because they are charged with the responsibility. So sometimes it comes back to we the citizens. Now, for example, like you mentioned, governments in any part of the world, not the biggest employer. The private sector is always the biggest employer. But how, for example, you talk about research. Yeah. How many of us actually, where we want to go to university or college, we decide, say, make we try for do a study or make we understand, but because Samuel read mass communication, it gets one party, or because Samuel is doing good, another person say, let me say go read mass communication. Or because Samuel, they go read law, and party they all say, well, all go read law together. So your decision for which you go study in a university actually is not being informed by what you want to achieve, but just because of you are being influenced by your friends. So you need company where you go, and go for talk at the end of the day. So it comes to our citizens' responsibility. What should we take? So at the end of the day, the pressure, because at the end of those guys we elect are just small number of the population, and so they can never do things without us. So it comes back to all of us, yeah. It comes back to all of us. So citizens' responsibility is very important, which is why this national dialogue series, we will see what the sponsor, very, very important, because purposely we want to ensure we able for achieve civic participation, enhance citizens' action in national development, and also try for help in fostering good governance. Yes, ma'am.
Fambule, good day, and I want to first of all tell Osiwa thank you for this opportunity, for where he gather young people and for can know waiting a born way, how will they feel, how situations they affect society were hidden. I want to start by commending with brother Ermeson. But people and think can say like it criticize the system and they talk bad about the system. But really, if you think twice, he is an eye-opener. It try to draw with attention to serious matters and issues we need for be settled. Things that we need for be attended to. Where we they face. Now, the first thing I want to attack as a grassroots person, now the mentality, the attitude of we the people towards certain issues, towards the nation as a whole, towards we self. We get issue of love. Sierra Leoneans, I can say, for general, out of general view, we not like we self. With love, we not for the cry for all the things and what we need right now. Without selfishness in a nation, we not for the cry for things and what we need right now. Because if the one the way they up there, they're not being selfish and then being genuinely love with the nation, I think change for one day. And this love now one thing where we brother Ermeson possess. A strong love for a nation and for in people. Now that they move on for talk. Now that they move on for cry out. Now that they move on for call the attention of every Sierra Leonean and say, this thing, they go wrong. This thing not right. And I feel say, we for start from that level then. What are the mentalities there so where they affect we in Sierra Leone? One pan then the way how we consider politics. We don't take politics past we country. We don't value politics, particular relationship, sentiment more than waiting we need as a nation. We don't value Sierra Leone again. We pledge we love and loyalties to particulars now, not to we nation. Now that's we the face. And how we go able to amend this problem? How? By way we practically start for practicalizing things there. Yeah. From we doorstep, we host, we domot, we neighbors them, the poor and the needy where we the sin a street. Now a perfect way for practicalize them. You help the one where they near you, where you call you brother, you sister. Help those in need. Today we see beggars and flood the streets. And now you will meet people and we go talk say, me, I know they give beggar man money because of so reason. Is it now a nation that the way we want for grow? When we want a nation for grow, we be connected to each other. We work with the feelings and the emotions of each other. If we do that, then we go able to listen to other people and cry and strive for bring solutions to them problem they are. Now, salon you go see a politician, if he try for be honest to a nation, to in job, and agree take bribe, and agree infringe inside government money, and it come out of the day in particular power, and you're not able expose that wealth, that big house, big cars, they'll say, it's stupid. Then say, this man ain't not serious. But always he be minister, look in life today, and not even get fine house for leave. Now a mentality that they will forget? No. If person can't for be transparent to a nation, he can't for serve a nation, and he not take money, and not put in hand parenting, and when he come out, we need for hold them at high esteem. We need for give them respect. We need for recognize them as people them where the nation need, not for criticize them and for condemn them.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, I can't dispatch back just now. That is very important that love for country should be the ultimate and not political parties. Political parties are just a vehicle to get the politicians to governance in any part of the world, and Salon not an exception. And she mentioned very importantly that we've made a pledge and we continue to make that pledge every other day. That we've pledged our love and loyalty to our beautiful country, Sierra Leone. And what we did, we vowed to put our interest above all else. But in this case, I mean, we're just reciting that. But we've put the interest of political parties above all else to a point that people have the guts to destroy national infrastructure just for political gains and things like that. So that call for love in a country like Sierra Leone is very, very important. Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
Thank you. It's been interesting. And the ideas, a lot of them I respond to myself, but there are two things I really want to talk about. Is about how you don't need to be involved in politics to actually create a change. Right. And I think a lot of people think that's their first avenue. You have to become somebody political. No. For example, this is a non-political platform. Right. They've seen things, for example, let me talk about current affairs. I think everybody here is affair with what's been happening or not happening vis-a-vis Black Johnson Beach and how they want to turn it to a fish harbor or fishing mill, whatever. But you see that there's activism for people who are against it and online. And that's what we're trying to create here at Tumara, making sure that you can actually have a voice and create a movement without necessarily being political. I think that's very important. And it promotes social accountability. At the end of the day, I always talk about like 4 months ago, I think, when the stadium was banned. and we were not going to play our home games, national games, here locally. I think it affected all of us. So, but if there's intense pressure from us to certain people to make those changes so that our stadium is not banned, I think that's a good point. Another thing is about the rule of law. Everybody's talking about corruption and other things, accountability. Yes, on the subject of accountability, the rule of law has to be applied everywhere, every time, without exceptions. When there's a case when exceptions are the norm, that's where the problem comes, and I think that comes through corruption or whatever. I mean, like, if people are accountable, if I fail to do something, I should fall on my sword, and unfortunately, that's not happening. Okay, that thirdly would be the impact of our youth on, I think, drug abuse, and that's really a peace and security option. I think that's really important. In recent years, we had a tramadol epidemic, right? After that, it turned to what we call pampas water. But it's creating a whole generation of people that are used to hard drugs and whose contribution now to society going forward is questionable. And unfortunately, we see that it's not only on the stereotypical, like, people that are doing it. We see it at all levels of society, the drug abuse and stuff like that. And I think that's it's going to be detrimental to the rule of law and peace and security of our nation.
All right. Thank you very much. I think one particular call we don't be made so loudly and very, very bold has to do with what should be the role of us Sierra Leoneans. So sometimes when conversations like this are up, we seem to pay more attention on political accountability. But the gentleman just spoke about social accountability. How then do we ensure that we do not belong to APC or SLPP? We're not politically being appointed into any offices, but we have a responsibility as citizens of this country. That is our civic responsibility. First off, how many of us actually go drink water, not throw the plastic not it, or the bottle not it? It's very difficult to do. But those are the things that destroy a nation, that do not get a nation to an enviable position. So we need to talk about all of these things. Our young people, us the youth, how much are we focused? How much determination do we have to ensure that we see Sierra Leone as our baby? We see Sierra Leone as a nation that will be handed over to us. And when that baby is handed over to us, in what states should it be handed over to us? Do we want to start making it when they handed it over to us, or do we have to start looking after it now before it is handed over to us, so that the state will go definitely stretch and for receive the Sierra Leone, it will be a better state that we can only strive for making it the best. It's very important as young people. And the issue of drug abuse and all of that, it's becoming a menace in society. So we look forward to advocate, we look forward to strong policies and addressing the issue of drug abuse amongst young people, because crimes don't fly go up every now and then, robberies and things like that. So we have to ensure that. And he also spoke about security, which is key, because no businessman, no private investor would want to invest in an unsafe environment. If there is no peace and stability in Sierra Leone, if there is no adequate security, I would dare not bring my millions of dollars to invest in Sierra Leone. So whilst we think we're doing the government because of our political affiliations, and we're also destroying ourselves, because at the end of the day, we do not get the jobs that can actually take care of us. And in a society like Sierra Leone, if one person they work, I mean, you almost always get about 50 more people we they look after. That's just a sad reality. So we always have to look into those issues. Yes, ma.
Good afternoon. Really, talking about corruption.
Yes.
Talking about corruption, I can always, say corruption starts in school. From primary school, nowadays people start, for involved in corruption. Because imagine if you go to school and all the time where you promote to the next level, now where you involve in corrupt practices. Just imagine, then you take them to your senior school, you go to the next level because you involved in examination malpractice. You're taken to the university again. That is why, corruption in the educational sector, it's something else. We're not even for combat the situation. We need to put an end to corruption in the educational sector, because graduates from university to workplaces, we're not even supposed for hold big position in a big industry. Then they are there. Then are the same people we can say, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So like, what the heck, why me go university? Why I try, why I give me 24 hours, me 4 years, for study the course where I study, why I not be done concentrating knowing people than educating myself? So like, if we really want to come, for put an end to corruption, we need for attack the educational sector. We need for make everything at the educational sector, transparent. Talking about, at my university, IPAM, students always talk about missing grades, when it comes to missing grades, according to me research, the lecturers has nothing to do with missing grades. It's us, the student, because, go down at university, get your identification number, and then you write to exam that you expect to see grade at the end of the semester, and not possible. And go down at university, you enter examination hall, then you meet the question, you're able to attend one question, you decide to get a wrong name and a wrong identification number at the end you want to see your grade. That's not possible. So as a student, now we need for change. Now the changes for us, just like Samuel say, if we want to make the Hanover give with the Sierra Leone, and now we need to build the Sierra Leone, and now we need to take care of the Sierra Leone where we want to look after tomorrow. And so this now, if we say now.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That is key. The future of this nation, Dana Wian, us students, us pupils. Like he mentioned, I want to graduate with first class. I want to graduate with honors. But at the end of the day, it's about what I have in my pocket to get me the grades, or it's about how I'm going to use my body to get the grades. So at the end of the day, we have people who we again have to elect. They've not gone through the rudiments of education, but they then get the opportunity for career. What do we have in return? So it starts with us. It starts with us that we have to set out clear strategies, clear goals, clear set of determination that I'm going to the university. So and this is why I always say, education is not certification. It's not because you're certified, because you get certificate means you're educated. No. Education goes beyond certification. Education means true enlightenment. Education means you are being empowered to change or solve problems in society. But if you cannot do that just because you feel you're being awarded a certificate, you have a bachelor in arts degree in a day, a bachelor in science degree, a bachelor in law degree, oh, you have that certificate and you definitely cannot do anything with that certificate, then it's of no use. And that is what we need to stop doing, us as young people. We have to stop. But just quickly, I want to ask a question to all of us. What should be the role of young people in promoting democracy? This is critical for any form of good governance. Democracy is critical. So we've seen the government expunged Part 5 of the criminal libel law from the law, where then they say, okay, we now have freedom of speech, so you can talk, you can freely express your opinion. You have another set of people thinking that, oh, the government is reintroducing in disguise that same law. You have Section 25 of the 1991 Constitution gives us the responsibility, gives us rights and privileges to ensure that we assemble, we're able to protest, we're able to do certain things. But us young people, on a normal day, what should be our role in promoting democracy? Because to some extent, we get political pundits where they always done the say, us the young people are being used as tools to destroy the very democracy we want to build. What should be the role of young people in promoting democracy? Okay.
For me, first of all, I think you need to be a patriotic citizen. Like the mindset. You should take away everything that is called greed, selfishness, and find out that you still have the country at heart. You should not do what you know that you are not supposed to do. You should not start, we're talking about corruption. Corruption starts at university or primary school. No. Corruption, they begin with us. And if you don't begin that authoritarian business since we're small, if you and your brother, they play, and then maybe now your brother just first take the toys when they play with, and you want to go take an iron, and you be done the play with all the while, and your brother go take a iron for, no. That's not how it should be. And if you start up with that mentality day, till you go to secondary school, till you go to university, that's the same thing where you get for come out with. And also in this democracy thing, we all need for heavily involved in civic participation. You need for love your country. You know, mean say because let's say if the government they preach something they not do, I mean say yourself not do. No, yourself get your responsibility as a patriotic citizen. No wait till until you say do this. During the time where the civil registration be gone, for the one that way participates, that should say they are patriotic citizens. You don't need somebody for tell you. So some people maybe they say, I'm not going to go vote. Now I make them so for go register. No, not only for that. You doing that, they should say yes. You get love for your country. Civic participation only get for do with you involved in political issues. You don't need to be politically oriented before you involve in civic participation. Do things the way you know for say, go bring the betterment of this country. Make the change where you want for see. Not so that change where go only cover you and then can destroy the generation where they come. Do things in a way wherein you go see your country go before. You go see we country be country where other people they envy for the like. But I don't think we get more people where they envy Sierra Leone, even though we get all the natural resources. We get so many things and so far we make Sierra Leone so beautiful. People they say salon po le kamasi say salon no po at all. Just with mentality. We need to change our mindset. We need to take away everything that is called greed.
All right.
We need to take everything that is called greed so that we go get a better Sierra Leone where we want to see.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. So we can take three more, just three more before we just quickly bring in the audience for make them begin call. But I think it was Abraham Lincoln. Let me define democracy as a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And democracy presupposes inclusiveness. Democracy, they ensure say there is tolerance. It's key that you belong to Move Party, let me belong to Pink Party. But when it comes to issues, if I raise issues, you should be tolerant enough to listen to what I'm saying. And I should be tolerant enough to listen to what you're saying. And there's always, we must always ensure that there is unity in diversity. And no matter your political ideology, no matter what you have to say, if you have something that can help to promote democracy, we all should ensure that we go with that. So the thing is, we're not trying to score political goal. Yes, sir. Go ahead, quickly.
Yeah, good afternoon all. Thanks to Siwa and Emerson. I did discuss on the health side. Like the country, like the health system is very poor. You understand? Get a lot of people away before say yes, when they go to hospital. They need to get access to the health facilities then because of lack of medical supplies, equipment, and then stuff. Then they so like then thing and they cause more death. So we the people in a salon, like for example, I visit a friend in a satellite hospital some weeks back. So like they come with this young lady we get belly, but because of the nurses them too careless and all, so like the lady be so much day in pain. So like waiting and get for do, then say let her refer na cannot, and ambulance no be there. Imagine an hospital, ambulance no there for take that poor woman to the refined hospital where they refer when I cannot. So like the government need for do something about that. And right now we gonna hospital back, where you try to get drugs or waiting and go tell you say medicine all day, then equipment then all day back, you know, like the equipment there, like the government need for order for more equipment them.
Okay.
You understand? And right now the high rates of death is too much now the hospitals them. You understand? And for the whole country, the only side we get, and most of them that can be because of lack of oxygen.
Okay.
So like the government need for order for more oxygen concentrators the machine there. If they're not able to build plants them at the hospital, but right, all hospitals forget an oxygen plant.
Okay.
Factories. So
Right.
now that's me.
Thank you very much. So to you where they watch and listen to the show, follow me on social media. You can now call on 025-271-959. 025-271-959. So I asked a question about democracy. There are a few people who actually not don't get a first bite. I'm going to allow you guys to. Just quickly.
Okay, once again, thank you very much, Mr. Samuel, for this opportunity. I basically want to talk on the economy. And I believe, say, as young people, them, now we able for move this country go before, because according to a statistic, they say Sierra Leone get the highest number of youth, right? And also, I believe, say,
Do we have a caller online? I'm sorry. Do we have a caller online? Hello? Hello, caller. All right, we look forward to our technician giving us that those calls. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I would say, as young people, them, if we able to come together and try to raise up like a mindset, as everybody don't say, and Mr. Salia will talk about civic responsibility, something like that. We as youth, them, we get a responsibility for play. Not to everything are government. But if we, the young people, stand together and come together for say, this particular tier, if I do, I will see government go compliment me, and also it go able for adopt to it and do. Like I watched one video on YouTube about a Nigerian guy wearing he left school, but in the process, he not just go sit down and go do other thing them, right? Waiting do, he dress like say an office in the work. He dress like office person. Everything we say, the things say this now. One big office he get. But he go shock you waiting they do. Now water they sell. And waiting do a brand in water in a style that where you see maybe you don't see this. You get appetite for bam.
To get the water.
Yeah. So in this sense, make we as young people and try for be creative and try for be so innovative that whatever we try for do, make we try for put it in the best.
All right. Hello, you there? I think we have a caller online. Good afternoon, caller. Hello, caller.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please talk loud. Yeah, what's your name and what's your contribution? Caller? Okay, I think you don't go. Yes, the number is 025-271-959. 025-271-959. So I want to give opportunity to the one that will just round up quickly. Yeah. Hello, caller. Go ahead.
As also again, we they say education. Like at the part of an organization where we create a debating competition, and these are one of the topics and the way we raise. Where they say if education are prerequisite for become successful, right? Everybody thinks education, pass you go college, you do everything. No, education are waiting you do for you, waiting you do for create for yourself, and out of idea for and for man, right? Okay. And also again, as young people, them for very creative in whatever so far we do. Okay. So that government will help you and try to do the best.
Thank you. Okay, just quickly, a minute, please. We have been dangerously chased by time.
Yes, sir. I really want to appreciate the efforts of Osiwa for giving us this opportunity. I also want to give an addendum to a discourse around education. Education, if I can take way back to one great philosopher by the name of J.A. Almond. We see for any country for ground school development or for able to actualize the means of development, that nation must go through the principles of political culture. And political culture talks about waiting. It talks about the way of life of people. And in actualizing or in fine-tuning the way of life of people, you must go through three different stages, of which you talk about parochialism, you talk about subjectivism, it also talks about participants. Now, Sierra Leone is a country which is characterized by parochial mindsets. of course, and the too much of parochialism, it is as a result of waiting the lack of education. It is as a result of the high illiteracy rate in the country. Then I believe, say, if Sierra Leone will not try to take education to be much more prior, and I believe, say, we can able to actualize all of these things when we talk about corruption, all of these things when we talk about civic education. Civic education, of course, talks about...
Are you there with us? Forgive me, please. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello. Hello, yeah, I'm Franklin.
Go ahead, Franklin.
Yeah, now when they talk about good governance, development for the country for change, one of the things I want to make, and we really look to as Sierra Leonean, make we encourage with Sierra Leonean brothers then and Sierra Leonean sisters then, let them engage into business, into enterprises. But because we don't see now, say, foreigners they don't take over the country. Now they run business. If you take a look at even the mobile company, the foreigners then get them. You take a look at the bank, the foreigners then get them. You take a look at even the industries and the factories and the foreigners then get them. So government for look into this issue, for give support to Sierra Leone as the young guys that can come up where they will be able to embark on and give support to it. Because the current situation now is all the dollars and all the monies that the loans that they convert them into dollars and send them go to the own countries and because foreigners then they run the business to the country. You see, I'll just give an example of even importation of rice. Now only three business institutions that will import rice. We enough for so. Therefore, open the market, encourage people. You see, the other thing again, most of we educate, we lecturers and the university teach them, right? That they think as the way and manner in which they don't acquire the education. Where they try for young guys that when they come out college, they try them so many things that they tell you say, you know how we acquire your education. It doesn't mean the way and manner in which you acquire your education. Now the same thing you will apply now. You know fine. You see so many things that even we leaders, the government. The president can he say, well, they monitor all people whether they go work on time and all those stuff. All of a sudden they change. Instead the people in authority need for change their mindset, need for work in the interest of this country. If we think about the land that we love our Sierra Leone, we really need for reform them, we really need for think positively and for think for a better.
Thank you
very much.
Plenty thank you to you, Franklin. We can only accommodate 3 more views from both the calls and now the studio. Quickly, please.
If I can box on, like we don't discuss here about the change of mentality and also about civic education. Then I believe the actualization of civic education and also the change of mentality, it all depends on the kind of education we get in this country.
Okay.
If education really, if they don't provide education even to the lowest grassroots person, at least for able to acquire education in a very free manner and also the kind of quality education where I believe say we what's having. Truly speaking, Sierra Leone will make a better change.
All right, thank you very much. You've not had a bite, correct? Okay, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Osiwa and AYV for this great opportunity. I think so long I've been looking for this opportunity, at least to bring some of this solution. I want to talk on the economy aspect.
Quickly.
Especially unemployment.
Quickly,
one of the things where they make every day they go say things, no easy in Australia, on everything just they go up. And because of people they need to work. Because if somebody they work, they pay a high money, you know one knows if you know go care because money they pay. 2 aspects where government for put in place in order the unemployment rate for reduce in Australia. 2 sectors are responsible for the unemployment rate reduce in Australia. 1 at the private sector, 2 government self get in your aspect. Now, if I will take an example to the previous government, and it's by Kroma, they say we can in the first term, maybe in that 5 years, everything be good. Though not everything, but actually be the try. And because of it be spend, he use in money for spend. In economies, we talk about government, they spend, I don't mean saying that the physical money it take for the individual, but he embark on projects is there. Now, if you take a look at the way how things they go now, because of this present government, I go say maybe they already embark on project. Now, at the end of the day, they go university, they graduate.
I think we get a caller online. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Okay, go ahead, please.
So, just as I say, government need for spend. How government is spend? That is to say, government for embark on some infrastructural aspect like agriculture, because one of the major issue of Sierra Leone economy is that we not produce. The investor they will get as a loan. We need to call investor. These are just traders, because investor are somebody they produce in goods and services. Now we country then from there everything they take place in our country.
Quickly in 30
but
seconds,
most of those
please.
people that are doing our business in Sierra Leone, these are people that are coming from other countries. They are Lebanese and are not, what they call it that they are not investors. So I think the private sector, not only government get for give jobs to everybody in the country, the private sector need just as what you brought up when they say the mindset.
Okay.
Let we be creative, let we be innovative, let we do
All
something
right.
so that the economy will boom. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Okay, so.
Thanks to Siwa, I think this is a great opportunity for we the youth in these days for identify problems in the country and for provide possible solution where we help the nation. Sierra Leone get beaucoup problems since from pre-colonial days until this 21st century, and one of the things we made the handle, we made the target the centralization of education, health centers, factories, job seeking opportunities. We get things then at the country where be say if you want to pass a girl from move Canada city, let's say for example, body license, rider's license, national ID card, visas and all other stuff. But if government they take some of them to the provinces, at least it will create opportunities for the residents and them places then they. But if that's not happen, you get for facilitate what we call rural-urban migration, and the density population gets a lot of results the way they affect with thuggery, robbery, prostitution, and the like. As normally we can say, an idle mind are the devil in playground. We can sometimes sit down and ask ourselves how the youth then get to the initiative for not say pampers or drugs, because they not get nothing for do. You not get job all day, all night if you don't get to. So pass the girl for sit down and think and see what you go able to do way at least you go use for spending time. Okay. So they ask the government for take some of them factories and education at the provinces. Before then people them in the struggle for get education, because if somebody in the sub-region one for can free, one for can get better education, they get for think about one, the housing, two, transportation, feeding and other stuff, not to that be a fee alone. Okay. But education, let's say the higher institutions, universities and colleges being reached to the sub-regions that don't make education that available at the doorstep to the northerners and the regionals.
Thank you. So we get plenty, and almost everybody still want to get their own bite. But unfortunately, time not permit we. For make we go and get more views with regards this. Though we try for open a national platform for civic participation, citizens action, good governance, and ensure say across the country. Sierra Leoneans for look forward to morals that will be put in place so that they get to see and be reminded of the responsibilities of what they should be doing to making or creating the Sierra Leone what we all want for we tomorrow Bambai. So I think we all now need to make these calls that Osiwa need for keep doing this so that we get more platforms like this, more engagement to say young people and go come and discuss the way forward for a better salon. So, forgive me, we'll not get time for go through all over those things again. But hopefully we'll ask Osiwa for create more opportunities so that, these issues will be discussed, because at the end of the day, it has to be done through dialogue. We have to engage the authorities through national dialogue, and this platform is one we don't seek for achieve that. So, we want to tell plenty thank you to Ermeson. Ermeson if the Lord Giuna, as young people, say in your one great age not big enough. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon. Go ahead. Hello. Okay, I'm afraid we're not going to take calls again because of time. So, plenty thank you to all. We continue for look forward for the kind of dialogue here from Osiwa for ensure say, like I say, we continue the conversation going, bring authorities them for answer to some of the questions, to some of the issues that we want to raise, and ensure say the recommendations we una all don't make as well. The authorities get for you read them and see if they can put them into implementation for create the salon for we all tomorrow. So plenty thank you to Ura, plenty thank you to Siwa, plenty thank you to Emerson, plenty thank you to Una, the live studio guest or audience. Plenty thank you to the one that we call, the one that we follow the show. My name is Samuel Wise Bangura, and this don't be the first edition of the National Dialogue series with Osiwa sponsor. Till we meet again, take care of yourself.
Yes, subscribe. You always the watch we program them, but you not subscribe yet to the channel. All wait till you get for do, press this red subscribe button, and then you come over here and press this bell. To the bell option, press this one with all. It don't done. It no get for cost you anything. When you do this, na sign for show say you the support we for make we do more. Thank you for we don't help we for share this program. Yeah, God bless you.